What is shaking, Blue Jays fans? I am your host, Craig Borden, here on Jays Latest. We're going to talk all things Toronto Blue Jays as we stepped up to the plate today. We have ourselves a winning streak. Yes, you heard me quote that. We have ourselves a winning streak. If you're a fan of the movie Major League, there's a famous speech at the beginning of the movie where they stink, and he comes out and he goes, we win one game. Great, we won. You win two in a row. Hey, we won two in a row. You win third one in a row. That's called a winning streak, and that's where the Blue Jays are right now. And yes, it has happened before, to finish that quote out. So make sure you join us here every day because we're going to do our best to talk all things Blue Jays baseball. But let's talk that winning streak. Blue Jays obviously we won the series in Texas, but it was like basically, you know, murder getting to that point. The Blue Jays didn't exactly set the world on fire. We pitched pretty damn well. The Rangers couldn't hit anything. They couldn't score just like we couldn't. It was like who's going to just happen to fall into a run first here, and when they were playing in Texas to finish that road trip out. Blue Jays only scored 3 runs in that series and managed to walk out with 2 Ws. So let's flip to moving back home over the last 2 days. The Blue Jays have scored 23 runs over the last few days, taking 2 wins, obviously, from the Sacramento Athletics. Someday I'm going to get used to saying that, but then I'm going to have to get changed all up again when they go to Vegas. Blue are currently above 500, 29 and 28. Blue Jays, like I said, finding a way to make it happen, which actually puts us in not horrific standing for the season. I believe that still has us in third, but now I'm going to look. But at the end of the day, this thing is starting to click a little bit. We are actually technically in second place, tied with the Tampa Bay Rays, who just beat us up. So offense has been clicking. This could just be because we are playing the A's. Like I said, they are a very, very young team, but there's definitely some talent there. And we saw that last night when they still scored 7 runs in the game, 11-7 for the victory. 15 hits for the Blue Jays. Very cool to see the offense just hitting on all cylinders. But let's talk the pitching first. Chris Bassitt got tagged up again. 5 earned runs. It was very kind of like felt like it was bled out slowly over the 5 innings he pitched, 7 hits, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts. Got tagged with the 2 home runs. Taylor Soderstrom being the biggest thorn in the side for the Toronto Blue Jays as he tagged him early, and then Shane Langoliers is the other home run. They're 2 best hitters, I would say, at the end of the day. But that is how the ball goes sometimes, and okay, great. Bass has got to figure a few things out. He was cruising for so long. I'm not worried about a couple of rough starts. But the bullpen last night, wow. Until you get to Chad Green at the end of the thing, Mason Fluharty, Yariel Rodriguez, and Brandon Little just awesome. Looked great. Only allowing 2 base runners collectively between the three of them, and they were all on walks. And then, like I said, just to make it flair for the dramatic, I guess, Chad Green gives up 2 earned runs in the final frame, 3 hits, no walks, but he just kept letting them run around the pillows. And here we are. So the Blue Jays end up coming out with a W. Like I said, we are going to hopefully see some better things for Chad Green and Chris Bassitt. But like I said, I got nothing to blame with Brett Bassitt giving up what he did. So let's talk this offense because, like I said, that's 23 runs scored over the last 2 days, and it could have even been more because there was a home run taken away from Alejandro Kirk last night. And as that happened, it was one of those things that, like I said, it was cool. Don't get me wrong. But watching that ball go 400 feet for an out was just like, and Denzel Clark, the Canadian, actually Toronto native, was the one that made that catch. So I can only have so many upset issues with that whole thing. That was really cool to see that he got that moment because he is very well known for his defense as a youngster. Obviously, in his first few games with the Sacramento A's, getting to play every day, and I only wish the best for him. So we'll see what happens. But to that piece and all the other fun, let's just talk who else has destroyed baseballs yesterday because this Blue Jays lineup last night was on fire, and it just kind of seemed like they got the train moving. Everybody had a hit. Everybody. Um, we'll talk about the highlight of that in a minute. But Miles Straw had 2 hits, scored 3 times, and he even picked up his 4th stolen base. It was really cool to see them just literally keeping the line moving around the bases yesterday. And they spread it out. It wasn't like all one inning like it was. The second inning was where it once again started, and yes, it was really cool. Before I talk about the catalysts to the whole game, I do gotta say that it was really great to see Straw have doubles. Lucas had doubles. As in Barger destroyed his 3rd home run of the season and just looked very impressive. Or as I've been calling it, as in Barger, because the guy's a freaking muscle monster. He's Captain Jacked. And he took that thing deep in the right field when he hit that ball yesterday. It's still odd with all these hits. The Blue Jays still only went 5 for 14 with runners in scoring position, but winning cures all. They put it in the title. There's a reason. Um, so on that note, let's talk the catalyst to last night's game. Once again, Ernie Clement was at the center of getting this team going. Like, he has a 100 mile an hour, 404-foot home run. And this is after, you know, an impressive game yesterday. Does everything. He's been on fire playing second base, and honestly, I kind of like him playing second base. Andres Jimenez is coming back, and he's on a rehab assignment, but he's playing himself into playing all day, every day again, like he did last year. 4 for 5, 2 runs scored, the home run, and a double, as I mentioned. So he was only a triple shy of the cycle. Very impressive. Very, very impressive. Oh, I forgot to mention about Addison Barger. Sorry, I'm having an ADD moment. Addison Barger also had an impressive play in the field, along with Nathan Lucas. Nathan Lucas gunned out one of the the A's runners at second base, and it was a beautiful play. I highly recommend checking it out. I always love outfield assists, and that was a cool one. So, great stuff. Ernie Clement is on fire. Well, I guess he's heating up at this point. He's played 2 good games in a row. If you're playing by NBA Jam rules, it's the 3rd in a row where he's on fire. So, really cool to see. So, let's talk that game today, because the Blue Jays are going to be playing this afternoon at the Sky Dome, 3 o'clock, against the Oakland A's. Gunnar Hoglund, former Blue Jays prospect and top for first round draft pick, I think, will be on the mound. He's been kind of putting things together a little bit at the major league level, but it's been very up and down. He's currently sporting a 5.13 ERA in 26 innings, but he's got 22 strikeouts in that, which is what he was known for when he was in the Blue Jays minor league system. Famously traded for Matt Chapman. So if you're wondering how the Blue Jays lost a good prospect pitcher, it's because we had Matt Chapman back in our pocket for that trade, which worked out pretty good for a while. And I'm kind of missing Matt Chapman to a certain point, but money wise, I'm not sure. So anyway, Hoglund will be facing Brandon Fisher, is the announced starter for today, and no hitters on either team have faced either of these guys because they don't normally pitch and start. Gar Hoglund being the rookie and obviously just getting settled into his career, and Brandon Fisher has been out of our bullpen so far, has not allowed a run, 12 Ks, picked up a W. So he's been pretty impressive. I'm looking forward to seeing what he does with his start. I'm assuming this is more of a bullpen day. They haven't really blatantly said that, but this was the day that we were supposed to get a surprise on the mound. And I don't think that the surprise fully panned out, or something's not right, because Brandon Fisher couldn't have been the surprise. I was assuming this was the Spencer Turnbull spot in the rotation. We were going to get some youngster coming up, or we were going to get Max Scherzer back. But I didn't think that last one was the most likely. So it's just is what it is, I guess, at the end of the day. But yeah, we'll see what happens. But the Blue Jays do have some pitching reinforcements coming. And if I didn't mention, the Blue Jays also made a move. They are moving finally. Keyword finally. Anthony Santander is on the injured list, and he will be there for a while. 10-day injured list at the moment. It's his left shoulder is inflamed. We just seen this. Had to have been fighting that the whole season. That's the only thing I can think of. Signs the monster deal, doesn't want to go off the bench, but he's batting 179, has some decent amount of power going on. but I just can't imagine, you know, get healthy. We need you healthy kind of thing. So as long as he gets healthy and comes back and hits the ball hard, I'm fine with that. And the Blue Jays, in their corresponding move, they bring back up Alan Roden. So yes, you heard that right. We have a seventh outfielder on this team. Roden has been just destroying baseballs. So I'm wondering if that was just get somebody on the bus moving from Buffalo. Somebody else is going to go back down today to bring up an infielder. I have no idea. But at the end of the day, that's could be, or it could be because Andres Jimenez is that close to joining the team from his rehab assignment down in Dunedin. So I do like the fact that Alan Roden's back because he has been just being a pain in the butt for pitchers in the International League. He's been on fire to that point. And yes, I'm going to say that in the NBA Jam terms. He's been on fire. A couple walk-offs even in the last week down in Buffalo. So good things, everybody. Let's hope the winning continues. Go root for Fisher today. Get him going. I think it'll be a fun day at the ballpark because the A's seem like they're struggling right now, and the Blue Jays need to take monster advantage of it. Anyway, cheers, everybody. Check out the interview with Shane Told on the Jaybird Watching podcast, and make sure you hit those like, share, subscribe buttons right here on Jay's Latest, and we will talk all things Blue Jays every day as much as human possible.